Hi there, this is Mr. Elmhorst with the math lesson, where we're going to take a look at ratios and we write them in word, symbol, and fraction form. So ratios show how two or more quantities are compared or linked, connected. So boys to girls, cats to dogs, brown to green. So we just do a link comparison. Ratios can be written in three different forms, three different formats. So the first one, we're going to use word, the word to, or we're going to use the word symbol, which is the colon, or we can simply write them in fraction form. For example, eggs are compared to cups. The first item being compared will go on top of the fraction. The second item that's linked in the ratio will go on bottom. So three different formats, word, symbol, fraction. And then there's two different types of ratios that you can write. We can do a part-to-part comparison, which is boys to girls, or you could do part to total, which would be boys to students or girls to students. So part to total. So let's practice just a little bit down below. So a part-to-part comparison, for example, would be one pink bow to three blue bow. So pink and blue would make purple, but in symbol form, we could do one pink, and we take out the word two, and then we just put in a colon, and then three blue. And then we take the first item in the ratio, one pink, and then in fraction form, the first item the being compared goes on top, and then the second item goes on bottom. All right, and then just one more example, part to total. So we have one pink sweater, so we have one pink. Take out the word two and put in the colon, five sweaters. So this would be pink sweaters to all sweaters. And then we do one pink, and then in fraction form would be five sweaters. All right, so let's practice here just a little bit. So we're going to write a part-to-part comparison. We have eggs to cups. So in word form, we have two eggs, two, three cups. So I'm writing a little big here, so we're going to try to make that better. So we have two eggs to three cups. And then in symbol form, we have two eggs, and then we put in this colon instead of the word two, and then three cups. And then in fraction form, we're going to do two eggs, and then we have three cups. Oops. There we go. So just two more examples. Now, what we're going to do with the ratio is we're going to write a linked comparison. We're going to write the ratios, and then we can write equivalent ratios using factors, multiplication. So just like we were doing with proportions. So for example, if we do times 5, if we make a recipe, 2 eggs and 3 flour, well, that's going to give us 10 eggs and 15 flour. Now, these are going to be equivalent ratios. All we're doing is we're multiplying both of them by 5, but they would be equivalent. And then the last one, let's see, flour. The last one we're going to do times 10, and we're going to go with the original here. So 3 times 10, we're going to do 30 flour, and then 20 eggs. Keep the ratio equivalent. Is simply multiplying. So we have eggs to flour, and then one more example here on the left side where we're looking at part to total. pink, 2 sweaters. So we have 1 pink, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sweaters. We're going to write the same thing, 1 pink, and then put in the colon. Try to get a better space here. 1 pink, 5 sweaters. And then in fraction form, 1 pink. The first part of the ratio goes on top, and then the second part, what is being compared, goes on bottom. And then we can use the same process here in a part-to-part or a part-to-total to multiply to create an equivalent ratio. The equivalent ratio is going to be a proportion. So we got 1 times 5. So if we have 5 pink and we multiply 5 sweaters times 5, that would be 25 total sweaters. And we can write an equivalent ratio here if we multiply by 10 times 10, which will give us 10 pink times 10, which would give us 50 sweaters. Okay, moving right along. Now we're going to delve into it a little more, and we're going to read a situation. We have bags of chips to peanuts. Bagel chips. We have bagel chips and peanuts. So that would be 2 to 1 word, 2 to 1, and then symbol would be colon 2 to 1, and then in fraction form would be 2 over 1. Total cups to pretzels. Total cups, you're going to have to add them all up. And actually it says 8 up here. So total cups was first, and then pretzels is 4. So the ratio is 8 to 4, 8 to 4 in symbol form, and then 8 to 4 in fraction form. Cheese crackers to peanuts. Cheese crackers is 1, peanuts is 1. So in word form, it's 1 to 1, symbol 1 to 1, fraction 1 over 1. Oh, all right, and then pretzels to total cups. Pretzels is 4. Isn't that the same as the other one? Oh, pretzels is 4. Total cups is 8. 4 to 8. And then fraction form would be 4 over 8. All right, going through another example here. So dogs and cats. Dogs to cats. How many dogs? 1. 1 dog to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cats. 1 to 5, 1 to 5, and then fraction 1 over 5. So now if that is just a sample, and if let's say we multiply each one of those by 5, so we got 5 dogs over 25 cats, and that would be equal to times 10. If we had 10 dogs, 10 dogs, we would have 50 cats. Right? And then we can also simplify that, divide by 5, divide by 2. So let's say you had 10 dogs and 50 cats. If you divide by 5, that's going to give you 5 dogs and 10 cats. That's not right. 2. 10 divided by 5 is 2. And then that would simplify to 2 dogs and 5 cats. Now, if there's 15 cats in the apartment complex, How many dogs are there? Well, the ratio is 5 to 1. So if there's 15 cats, you're going to divide by 5. So 15 divided by 5, if there's 15 cats, there would be 3 dogs. How many cats are in there if there's 5 dogs? The ratio is 5 to 1 or 1 to 5, so you're multiplying by 5. So every dog is times 5 to get the cats, so there would be 25 cats. All right, last part for this lesson, we're just applying the factors, using factors to create equivalent ratios. So times 4, that would be 4 over 16. And then times 8 would be 8 over 32. So we would have equivalent ratios going across the top. So times 4, got 12 over 20, and that would be equal to times 8, 3 times 8, which is 24, and then 5 times 8, which is 40. Okay, to finish up the last few examples here, it's important to keep in mind that these are equivalent ratios. We put an equal sign in between here. And give me a thumbs up when you are done. I will check your answers, and then we're going to glue this into our journal, then move back to Schoology for our mastery practice.